Fujifilm XT30 Mark III. I think it's the best launch that Fujifilm made, and I see that lots of people aren't getting it. And I want to address why Fujifilm XT30 Mark III it is the best buy at this present time regarding Fujifilm cameras. So let's talk about this now. Hi there, Tudor Matescu here. So I'm very thrilled regarding Fujifilm XT30 Mark III for many reasons. Many reasons, because Fujifilm XT30 Mark III, first, it has the best AF that Fujifilm can offer today. It is the best AF that Fujifilm can offer today. It is the AF that it's on XH2S. So very important, the 26 megapixel sensor from the Fujifilm with the latest X processor, it is focusing much better and much accurate than the 40 megapixel sensor with the latest X processor. This means that the Fujifilm lenses will focus better, accurate, and also this means that third-party lenses from Viltrox, 7 Artisans, TT Artisan, and so on, it will focus better, faster, and more accurate. And this for me, it's a big deal. It's a big deal to have the AF of a sports camera like Fujifilm X-H2S. So this is a big thing because other cameras that have this AF are X-H2S, XS20 and Fujifilm X-M5. All these three cameras are cameras that have a flip screen. So they aren't ideal for street photography for my liking. They have a flip screen, they are big, and also Fujifilm X-M5 doesn't have an EVF. So here comes Fujifilm XT30 Mark III in the same body as Fujifilm XT30 Mark II. So magnesium alloy, not plastic like Fujifilm X-M5 from what I know. Keeping all the goodies from XT30 Mark II, plus having a better screen than Fujifilm X-E5. Are you crazy? So the LCD from Fujifilm XT30 Mark III regarding resolution, it is much better than the Fujifilm X-E5 screen. And Fujifilm X-E5, it's selling at a very high price, being marketed as a premium camera. And I get it, it's a nice looking camera, it's looking nice, and it may have an aluminum top plate and all, it's nice. But some reviewers complain regarding the build quality of different buttons and different wheels. And for that price and with a screen that has so low resolution, X-E5, let's be serious, for that price. And now you have Fujifilm XT30 Mark III, that it has a better screen than Fujifilm X-E5, that it has better AF than Fujifilm X-E5, that it's lighter than Fujifilm X-E5, it's lighter than Fujifilm XT50, and it's focusing faster and more accurate than XT5, X-E5, and so on. So what we are talking here? We are talking about an ultra packetable small and light camera from Fujifilm with an EVF that is doing the job, with an LCD that, how I've said, has better resolution than the premium camera, the Fujifilm X-E5, at a price that is very accessible. So from my point of view, Fujifilm XT30 Mark III, it will sell as crazy because it has this great price, a little more than X-M5, plus now it comes with an ultra versatile kit zoom lens, the 13 to 33 millimeters manual zoom with optical image stabilization from Fujifilm. And Fujifilm didn't make an X Summit for this because it's an entry-level camera. Okay, it's an entry-level camera, but if you are following me, don't let this flew under your radar. It may be an entry-level camera because it is smaller than XT50. Because it is smaller, it's an entry-level camera. Ricoh GR4, it is considered an entry-level camera and it doesn't have the AF of XT30 Mark III and all the goodies that are on XT30 Mark III. So yes, from my point of view, Fujifilm XT30 Mark III, it is the best camera for street photography that Fujifilm has now to offer at a very accessible price. What we are talking here? So basically you can buy Fujifilm XT30 Mark III plus the 13 to 33 manual zoom, and I will touch a little on why a manual zoom it is better than a power zoom, and have a street camera for everyday photography from day to night time, plus adding a small pancake lens that you may want in your kit, the Fujifilm 27mm f2.8 or Viltrox 25mm f1.7, that it's a great lens. So yes, Fujifilm XT30 Mark III, it's really making me rethink my package, because my initial Fujifilm package, my initial Fujifilm kit was like this: Fujifilm X-T5 plus Fujifilm XT30 Mark II. And I was pretty pleased with that package, thinking now at what Fujifilm X-T50 has to offer me. Yes, Fujifilm X-T50, it is something between XT30 Mark III, XT30 Mark II, plus X-T5. So if you have Fujifilm X-T50, you'll be okay. You can be very okay. You really don't need another camera. And I would agree that yes, this can replace X-T5 and X-T30 Mark III without any problems in a way. But what you are losing not having two cameras. So having two cameras, it means in general more flexibility for you. X-T5, it was really great for the ergonomics on street photography with a smaller lens. This I feel as a Fujifilm X-T30 Mark II. So yes, I have the power that was on X-T5, but regarding ergonomics, I feel that I'm losing the great ergonomics that I had on Fujifilm X-T5. So this is why I bought Fujifilm X-T3. And yes, thinking about all kinds of permutations regarding pairing this WR lens from Fujifilm, the 18mm f1.4 that I love a lot, and using it more, I start to loving it a lot. I do realize that this lens is pairing very well with X-T5, X-T3 cameras and X-Pro 3 cameras. Yes, with X-T50, the balance is at the limit. It's pretty cumbersome even with the small rig grip to shoot this 18mm f1.4 on the field. It's not as fun and as nice when you are using an X-T3 or an X-T5 camera. So this is it in the end. I can add all the grips to X-T50 or to X-T30 and so on, but in the end a bigger camera, a taller camera, a longer camera will offer me better balance with the new WR lenses. And what I was able to observe is that these new WR lenses are keeping the resolution even on the small 26 megapixel sensor from Fujifilm. And let's talk about this 26 megapixel sensor from Fujifilm. What is the problem with the 26 megapixel sensor from Fujifilm? I really don't find any problems in cropping. Let's say that you have on the 40 megapixel sensor more with 13 pixels. The sensor seems noisier, and if you don't pay attention at your ISO, you'll get a real noisy file at 12,800. And shooting a smaller sensor, in general, it means faster and more accurate AF, and this is true with Fujifilm. So anyway, faster AF, better AF, and with a lens that has this resolution and this sharpness, the lens is still shining on the 26 megapixel sensor. It's not like it's not shining. Yes, the lens is shining, and I would say in some cases I feel that it shines even more. I'm really liking very much the images that I get with this lens on the 26 megapixel sensor. And more than that, I really don't feel any problem in cropping 20-30% or even 50% from my 26 megapixel sensor compared to my 40 megapixel X-T5, X-T50 sensor. And what I like more about the 26 megapixel sensor is that I have smaller files. This means I can process them faster, this means I can transfer faster, and this means I can use them faster. The 40 megapixel files are really overkill. Yes, regarding image quality, I may have here an advantage, but for a street photographer, for a family photographer, for a hobbyist photographer, for a wedding photographer, I really don't see the big advantage that you have with the 40 megapixel sensor. Probably if you print very big, or if you need this resolution in specific cases, I do get it. Use the 40 megapixel sensor, but this 40 megapixel sensor, it's not acting like a full frame 60 megapixel sensor. It's not acting like a full frame 47 megapixel sensor. This between the 40 megapixel sensor and the 26 megapixel sensor APS-C, I'm not feeling much differences regarding these sensors. Let's be serious. I've used high resolution full frame cameras, and there you really feel the resolution that it's helping you. It's really helping you when it comes to crop. You can really use that camera in APS-C mode, and you can crop and still keeping the details. And there is another story. That story that you can find on a high resolution full frame camera, it's not available for a high resolution APS-C camera. I'm not feeling it at all for my photograph. Yes, in some cases the resolution, the details are really helping me get a more substantial file, but again, it's marginal. I would say that the advantage is 10, 15, maximum 20% in some specific, again, ultra specific situations. So in the majority of time, I do feel that on the long term, I'm losing with the 40 megapixel sensor. Why? Because this means more space on my hard disk. This means more resources regarding managing my files. This means more time to process my files and so on. So on the long term for my use case, I really don't feel that I did a good job with this 40 megapixel sensor, thinking just about the megapixels, because unfortunately we don't have the options for a Fujifilm XT5 Mark II with a 26 megapixel sensor. So if Fujifilm will release a Fujifilm XT5 Mark II, why not? If they did this with XT30 Mark III, then we will have a better Fujifilm XT camera. And look here, now I'm holding this XT3 with the 18mm f1.4. The balancing is really perfect. So getting to my idea, I really do feel that now if you want two Fujifilm cameras, because you want two Fujifilm cameras, and I can understand why would you want two Fujifilm cameras, I think the perfect package, it is Fujifilm XT5, because it's a heavier camera that will balance great with the WR lenses, plus Fujifilm XT30 Mark III, because you have that great AF and you have the smaller sensor. When you want to use the 40 megapixel sensor, you can go to Fujifilm XT5 plus the WR lenses, or when you want a smaller sensor and a smaller camera, you can use XT30 Mark III plus the WR lenses with a thumb grip. It will really make the XT30 Mark III very comfortable, or use it with a smaller lens. So I do feel that this is the greatest package, two cameras package that you can make in the Fujifilm system. And why is that? Fujifilm X-T50 has a weight, Fujifilm X-T5 has a weight. They both have 40 megapixel files, and if you don't need the 40 megapixel files, I really do feel that nowadays the best combo for a street photographer, it is Fujifilm X-T5 plus Fujifilm X-T30 Mark III. So X-T5, when you want to use bigger lenses to have that great balancing in hand that can be obtained just with a bigger Fujifilm camera with these WR lenses, or Fujifilm X-T30 Mark III with smaller lenses, or again, you can use bigger lenses if you put a thumb grip to your Fujifilm X-T30 Mark III. By the way, if you want to make better photos, you must know that it's not about the gear, it's about composition, it's about light, it's about seeing with your eyes and pre-visualizing the picture. So for this, I've recently launched a course with my techniques to get better pictures. So if you want to learn to make better pictures, and especially composition, why not join my Photography Academy? To get access to my course, you must be subscribed to my channel and join my membership Photography Academy level. When you'll have that level, you'll have access to my street photography composition course, where I show you how I am making the pictures and where I teach you how to make the same picture. So I'm telling you why a picture is good and why it's working, and why I've decided to keep it in color or to keep it in black. So you learn lots of tips and techniques if you are joining the membership program. And more than that, joining my membership, it means that any premium course that I will launch, you'll have access to it. So join now my TM Photography Academy by subscribing to my channel and hit the join button from YouTube. So in conclusion, XT30 Mark III plus the kit lens are the best buy out there if you have Fujifilm X-T5 and if you want a second camera to go with that Fujifilm X-T5, because again, you'll have better AF and IAF than Fujifilm X-T5. This is what I felt with XM5. So XM5 for me, it focused very fast and more accurate, and the IAF was much better than the IAF from Fujifilm X-T50. And again, I would definitely buy Fujifilm X-T30 Mark III plus the all-around zoom lens, that manual zoom lens. And why I like it's a manual zoom lens? It is faster to set the focal length using a manual zoom lens than a power zoom. So it is more faster on the street, and also the focal length of that 13 to 33, it is ultra usable for street photography and for everyday photography. Now regarding the color, Fujifilm XT30 Mark III, it's coming in 3 colors. So silver color, this charcoal silver color that it's also on Fujifilm XT50, and the black color. And if you want a camera that is looking great and also it's not shining, I do feel that charcoal color, it is the best choice to make. The silver one, it is a little too shiny, so it will be very easy visible on the streets. It's looking great, it's looking nice in the YouTube thumbnails and on the Instagram accounts and so on, but it's very visible on the streets. The black, it is pretty invisible, so you have no problems. But if you want something between charcoal, I really do feel that it is the best color. If you want, how I've said, something between gray and black, I really love this charcoal color a lot, because it's offering me this chance to have a camera that it's looking nice, but also it's not shining in public. So depending on the light, the color of the camera will do a great job. Now, if you want to pre-order Fujifilm XT30 Mark III, please use my affiliate links from the comments and description. Subscribe to my newsletter, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, leave me your comments, and what is free and is helping this channel to grow, it is to watch my next videos. Thank you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.